Hi and welcome on this channel. I'm Johanna and I'm just sharing on here whatever wants to flow through me. And if you want to be part of this space, subscribe, like this video. Today I want to share something with you, what I learned the last months along the way, which is that presence, true presence, is not just awareness, but it's a loving awareness. And there is a huge difference. And I myself tapped into the trap of becoming so present and detached that I was actually self abandoning on a spiritual level. Okay, let's get into it so you can understand what I'm talking about here, what I'm trying to express. So, where do I begin? I was really diving into presence. It felt like presence was pulling me. And more, I detached the last years from my temporal self. And I think this is a very important step. So basically, detaching, observing from the outside my ego, my emotional body, my reactions, my life circumstances, really making a step back and thus realizing that I am none of this, that all of this is always changing, and that I am the space in which this exists. I am the consciousness in which all of this arises and then goes again, right? That I am the life in which everything can be born and then dies again, whatever form it is. And I think this is such a crucial step in our spiritual awakening and this continuing of spiritual awakening, that we remember that we're not this dream, that we're none of the things that are happening, that we're not our name, our job, our friends, our life circumstances, the money we have, or even the characteristics, right? That I am not that. That is just a temporal form life takes. And this is the dream of consciousness when we're dreaming and we're so identified with all of that, right? And spiritual awakening is when we step back and we don't lose ourselves in identifying with it anymore, right? So that's what happened to me, more and more and more. And then the flow of life brought me in life circumstances where a lot of emotions were coming up, a lot of trauma. And obviously, that is not the first time this happens, right? There's like life is happening in a spiral, and was just one of these moments where life is bringing you a lot of challenges to integrate them. So this happened, and more and more I could see how I detached from what was happening to such a degree that I actually self-abandoned. So I didn't set boundaries where I should have set boundaries. I didn't say no where I should have said no. I didn't really listen to my emotions as pointers telling me where to go and what to do, but I just observed them as something coming up and then going, right? And not reacting on it, which is great, but not taking any action whatsoever. kind of from this place of, I am none of this, all of this can happen. And the pressure just got from life got more intense and more intense and more intense. And I was still sitting there like a monk and keeping on reminding myself that I am none of this. All of this comes and goes, and not taking any action on it. And now looking back, what I was shown was that, yes, for me, let me know if this resonates with you, right? For me, it was that, yes, it is so important to make this step of disidentifying with all of it. But just as important than it is to, yes, move back, disidentify, be the space around, but to become the loving space around. And what is love? Love is unity. Love is oneness. Love is a breath out. So to kind of make a step back, realize on the space around these emotions, around whatever thoughts are there in life circumstances, but also making a step from this towards it again, kind of like lovingly stretching my hand out to whatever is there. And not saying to the emotions or the thoughts or like the actions necessary, right? Not saying this needs to happen and you're completely right? Like if any emotion was coming up, but saying, I listen, I understand, and I'm gonna sit with you here, which is presence. I'm gonna hold you 100%. I'm gonna sit with you in the fire right next to you. You're not alone. I am you and you're me. Even if you're temporal, even if you're going to change, I'm here with you. What isn't what you need? And then from this place of non-reaction, right? Taking an action if necessary, if it is something that this emotion, this thought, this trauma, this little self of me, right? My personality, what it needs. For example, saying no, but a non-reactive, gentle no, at least from the inside, right? Maybe on the outside it doesn't look so gentle, but from the inside it feels like a gentle no. This was such a big lesson for me. Setting a loving boundary, not something to separate me from you, but something that says, I honor my temporal self. I honor my personality. Johanna, I honor this little self I have and I take care of her. I love her. And pure love is unity, right? So presence for me, if it's true presence, it comes with love. Love just arises naturally. And love is the unity. So I see myself in this temporal constructed identity, Johanna, me, right? Who has all of her patterns, all of her conditioning, all of her characteristics, all of her life circumstances, all of these things that make up me, Johanna. And I am also the space around it, the eternal beneath and through which all of this can even exist. And when I connect to this eternal, I can also connect to it in you and in you and in you and in everything and everybody around. This for me is love, it's unity, it's sensing the oneness of it all. And that is love. And that was for me a huge lesson I needed to learn. To detach, yes. But you could even say to a degree, attach again, or better, to detach, disidentify, remember who I really am at my core, at my essence, and lovingly taking care of these parts of me that are separate, of these parts of me that are temporal. And that it's also okay to take an action on whatever these temporal parts of me, so my inner child or whatever, what it needs. That was huge for me. And if you would have told me that before, I would have probably agreed. I would have probably said exactly the same. But I needed that experience to embody it, to really embody loving presence, loving awareness. And for me, that is way easier for people around. And I needed to remember how to do that for myself. So, true presence, that's the lesson the flow of life showed me. Or better, I remembered, right? Because it's already everything inside of us. We're just remembering what has always been there, right? So, for me, what I remembered was yes, I am the consciousness, the observing presence. I am the awareness in which all of this can arise. All of the thoughts, the emotions, the life circumstances, the physical sensations. This is the eternal. And it tends to the part that is temporal. So the part I call me, right? My constructed identity, which I also work with all day long to be in this world we live in, right? So Johanna, the thoughts, the emotions, the construct, the everything that makes up what I call me, right? It tends to that, the eternal tends to that with not just awareness, but love. With love. And it's okay to take an action, a non reactive action, to take care of me. It is okay to take care of this temporal part of me. I hope this is making sense to you. So true presence comes not just with awareness, but with love, with unity, with oneness, with everything gets to be there, everything gets to belong. I'm taking care of you, and even this you and I know that it's a game, right? But it's okay. I hope this inspired you to remember whatever feels true for you. And I see you hopefully in the next video.